coming and checking out another video I'm putting up. This one is going to be about some tips and tricks that have helped me with my career and kind of helped me along my journey, and I hope sharing these can also help you guys. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, or if there's anything I'm leaving out or anything you recommend, let me know. But let's get right into it. So for those of you who don't know, I started working at an animal hospital as a receptionist, the one that I work at currently, prior to starting my program in veterinary technology, and I'm halfway through the third semester right now. So I'm not actually a veterinary technician, I'm a veterinary tech assist. So there is a difference. I'm not licensed, and so these are just some things that I've done along my way that have really helped me. Just a little bit of backstory. I did start as a receptionist and then became a tech assist, and I'm currently a tech assist until I get registered, and then my practice will hire me as a veterinary technician. I realized while I was a receptionist that I wanted to be a technician and I wanted to go to tech school. So I was starting my tech school through Penn Foster when I was working as a receptionist. So there's a little bit of like a time lapse between me being a tech assist and me being a receptionist, and in between I was still going to school to be a tech. The timeline can be a little confusing because some things I've learned ahead of my schooling, some things I learned through school and applied to my job, so it's a little all over the place. So some of these things I'll go into how I prepared myself better for school, how I prepared myself better for work, and kind of what helped in both positions. So the first thing I would definitely say to utilize is continuing education programs. Are so helpful if you're interested in just being a tech assist, or if you are going to be a registered veterinary technician, or even if you're pre-vet or in vet school. Just sign up for all the continuing education programs you can. They're called CEs, and a lot of times like VSPN, the Veterinary Support Personnel Network, will put them on. You can get discounted fees if you are a student, and if you're working at an animal hospital and you're a tech assist or you're a receptionist interested in becoming a tech assist, you can ask your practice if they will give you like a budget towards continuing education. That shows a lot of initiative, and it definitely makes them realize a little bit more that you're an employee worth investing in if you're looking for those opportunities. So I definitely recommend looking into those. I've done several. Currently I'm taking a cytology one through VSPN. I've done one on anesthesia. I did a continuing education course down in San Diego with some veterinary specialists, veterinary dental specialists. So just trying to utilize the amount of CE is really great. There's a lot of drug program or drug reps that will do them for free, or like Hills or Purina. I know that they do some CEs on their food lines and prescription diets and nutrition and everything. So even just utilizing those things while you're a tech assist can really set you apart. Another one I would say is take the things that you're learning at work home with you to a certain extent. I know it's difficult if you're going to school online and also working full time. And so sometimes those things that you're learning at work and that you're learning in school are completely different. So I totally understand that, but really taking the material home that you're trying to learn at work and studying it and spending time getting familiar with it will definitely set you apart. It's going to help you excel quicker and you'll be more valued. So I definitely recommend that. When I was learning how to monitor anesthesia, when I was learning how to do dentals, I was taking all the material home with me. I was studying at home and trying to apply it at work. So that really helped me excel because I was monitoring within about 6 months of becoming a tech assist. I would say it's actually like 4 months. I was monitoring anesthesia within 4 months of becoming a tech assist, and that was, I was already a receptionist, so I knew the programs, I knew kind of the structure of which we did things, so I had a little bit of an advantage there, but that's still not a lot of time. A lot of other people who'd been hired on would start monitoring in about a year or a little less than a year, so I definitely got to excel, and definitely taking all the work home with me and studying at home helped enable me to be able to succeed so much. Another one I would say is if you have multiple people training you, or if you're looking at different types of materials online or through CEs or through your textbook, I just want to say don't give one opinion too much credit. Try to kind of take in the collective opinions of what people are telling you how they do things, or what they think the best way to go about something is. There's a lot of different opinions in veterinary medicine, and no one person is right some of the time. A lot of the time, no one person is right. So you want to just kind of see what works best for you, see what you get the best results with, and kind of go from there. I know that's kind of an abstract concept if you're not actively working in an animal hospital. So an example of that might be if, like for instance, doing blood draws, some people go right for the cephalic, some people go right for the saphenous, some people go right for the jugular. It can be a little bit of a personal preference, and also depending on what practice you work in. I work in a general practice, and the vein I usually go for is the jugular, just because it's the least amount of trauma. It's the quickest to get the blood sample because it's the biggest vein we have access to. So those are kind of things to consider, but I know a lot of people will go straight for cephalic or straight for saphenous in cats, so it's just kind of, you kind of learn as you go and just try things out, try it each way. Don't just, cut out somebody's opinion because you're like, oh no, I don't think I'll like that. Like, just try it a couple times, see what happens. If you don't like it, you don't like it, but if it does stick with you, then just go with that. Another one I would say is, this is definitely a very intense job, and so if you're struggling with a subject, or if you're struggling with a particular skill that you just can't seem to master, it's totally fine. It's very difficult, it's very high demand. A lot of people don't even understand the spectrum of which we do. So try not to get too frustrated with yourself, because at that point, there's no point in continuing to try, because if you're already frustrated about yourself, you'd already predetermined the outcome because you're so frustrated with yourself. So just try to come back to it. One of the things that I do struggle with is cystocentesis. My first one was over a year ago, and I've been doing them for like a year and a half almost, and I still struggle with them. They still terrify me. For those of you that don't know, a cystocentesis is where you have a animal, cat or dog, upside down, and you are looking at their abdomen with a ultrasound probe. And you take the probe and you locate their bladder, and then you take a needle and a syringe, and you put the needle into the abdomen through the abdominal muscles, and aspirate urine that way. And so you draw the urine up, and that's how you get a sterile urine sample. One of the biggest veins in the body, the vena cava, is right under the bladder, and so sometimes in small cats or dogs, or even big ones, and the bladder's small, you can see it pulsing through the ultrasound, which is just totally terrifying for me. So that's one of the things that I still continue to struggle with. And everybody has those things. You're gonna have things where you excel more than other people, and then other people are gonna be better at things than you are. And so just learning how to work as a team and learning how to build onto your strengths while also taking care of your weaknesses is really gonna take you that extra mile. Some other things to go over for people who are new to being a tech assist, or you just got a job as a tech assist and you're trying to kind of figure out, okay, like, what do I need, or how do I need to present myself in order to get this job? One of the things I would definitely recommend is having a good self-care system after work, because it's going to be grueling and it's going to be very exhausting, and your body's going to ache, your feet are going to ache, your back is going to ache. It's very physically demanding. So one of the things that I do as soon as I get home is I take a really hot shower, And yeah, that definitely really helps loosen up all my muscles. I feel a lot better. It's kind of like a decompressing thing for me. Some other things I would definitely recommend are good shoes and compression socks. And I know I sound very old saying that, but they really do help your feet not ache so much at the end of the day. When I was a receptionist, I was still walking around, 8 hours a day, and definitely at a different pace. We don't have chairs in our reception area. It's all like a standing desk all the way around the counter. So there's like one chair up there, and we all kind of switch for it because that computer is set up to do certain things. So if somebody's assigned with those tasks, they get that computer. And so, any given day I'd be standing for 6 to 8 hours. And then when I became a tech, it's definitely a different type of physical labor. I'm still on my feet way more than I was as a receptionist, but holding the animals and restraining them is a different type of physical strain on your body. So definitely just taking care of your body is one of the things that I can, tell you straight from the gate to be conscious of. Make sure to not lift dogs that are too heavy for you to lift, and make sure to bend use your legs and don't use your back. And I know everybody says that, but there's so much truth in that, because I've been working as a tech assist for like a year and a half now, and I've had to go to the urgent care because I threw out my back, and now I just have like low chronic pain in my back because I haven't been taking care of it while doing this job. And so just really trying to take care of that, really trying to be aware of that as soon as you become a tech assist, or even if you are a tech assist now, just really trying to take care of yourself is something that's definitely going to help you be more satisfied with the job further down the line. And then I also wanted to say, find some resources for you to kind of continue your education with. And they don't have to be like CE, they don't have to be VSPN, they don't have to be courses that you can take. Even just finding resource groups on Facebook like Vet Tech Nation, or for Penn Foster, there's a Penn Foster Vet Tech group. And also AtDove is super helpful. You can go on their website and pay for a subscription. I have a subscription through my work, which is really great. If you can't pay for that, or if your work doesn't want to get you one, then you can just look on their YouTube too, because they have a lot of great videos about placing IV catheters, blood draws, everything of the sort. So I would definitely recommend them. You can also just look up videos of certain procedures on YouTube and see how different people do them. That's how I watched a lot of people do blood draws, was just looking at people doing them on YouTube. And learning from watching other people, it's definitely a big way that I learned. So that's one of the main things that I did. Eventually, I do want to do like a day being a vet tech types of vlogs. I would love to do that, but currently with the whole COVID situation and with how busy it is at my work, I work 3 days a week, and I'm scheduled for 8-hour shifts, and they usually end up being 10 to 11-hour shifts. So it's just not in the cards for me right now because I'm just so busy all day. So that's something that I'd like to do in the future, and I, might even try to take little clips here and there when we're slow and put it together over like a month's worth of clips or something like that. But currently that's not something I'm going to be doing anytime, in the next month or two. And another thing I wanted to say is that I am working on getting together a video about my study technique. I know a lot of people want to see how I take notes because I use the Good Notes app, and I use my iPad, I have it right here, and my pencil. So I will be getting that together as well. The note-taking style I have been doing isn't quite to my satisfaction anymore, so I'm in the process of formulating a new way to study, and so that's why I've been a little hesitant to do it right now. But I've started my anesthesia course through Penn Foster now, and so I'm going to be putting it to work with this course. And then next week or two, if I'm really liking it and I feel like it's really productive, I'll go ahead and post a video on it. But yeah, that's basically it. If you guys have any tips or tricks or any questions that you have, please feel free to let me know. I will go ahead and link some of the things I mentioned earlier, like VSPN, @Dove, Penn Foster, in the link below, or in the links below. So you guys feel free to check those things out. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.